Coke Zero in here. It is Friday.
All right, the audio's on.
Yes, it is Friday. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Time for y'all to check in. It's Feedback Friday. Such a lot of things that have been going on. You know, it's the holiday season, which means it's the end of the semester. It's a busy time. Family stuff, work stuff, everything. But on top of that, then I get a cold, which sucked. And it was like a persistent, annoying cold. But coincidentally, before that is when the C-stand fell and hit me in the head. And so, where am I at? I don't think I have a concussion. I'm basically on the tail end of the cold. Like, I've been able to sleep the last few nights. I'm not as congested, still a little bit, but not like I was. So I would say that things are going well. So, Feedback Friday, let's check in and see who we have in the peanut gallery. Nicholas Holmes, Mark Gump, Scott Marish, Eric Yop, DOD. Good to see all you guys on here. That was like a while ago. Yes. Michael Flynn, hello. Welcome to Feedback Friday, Michael. Tricky Troy. Hey, Flex, what's up? Scotty Marish, no name. Brittany, what's up, Brittany? All right, cool. Good to have you all here in the business today. So, I wanted to tell you about this crazy thing that happened online, and I was going to prepare it, and now I can't seem to find the original message. So I will say this. A gentleman friend who I follow on Twitter, a person who I follow on Twitter, Bastard of Buffalo, had a contest where he was going to give away an amazing miniature, like fully painted. And if you guys check out Bastard of Buffalo on Twitter, or I think he's on Instagram too, but he does a pretty good job with this stuff. So he had a giveaway, and there was a person who won, and that person decided to donate that to a school program, and that school program was us. So we have a little unboxing for Feedback Friday that we'll be able to do. But anyway, Bastard of Buffalo, B-A-S-T-R-D of Buffalo. So that was a cool thing. Are you guys going to get food? You coming back? Come say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Oh, we're gonna come say Merry Christmas.
Hurry up. You have to get behind me because it's a pretty tight shot. Oh, see there, now he's going to cut to the wide shot. We have Melissa and Aiden and Michael and Reagan, Sammy and Bill and some Coke Zero Pagan.
Sponsored.
But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the Canine Carafa. All right.
He's going on beat.
That song wasn't going anywhere. See, now we're 30 seconds behind. So, very quickly, Melissa, what are you most grateful for from this past year, and what are you looking forward to in 2020?
That's a lot of pressure to put on me in a very Somebody go first. Michael, you answer, go.
Okay. What was the question?
What are you most looking forward to in 2020?
2019, 2020, and you have 10 seconds. Go.
What I was most grateful for in 2019, I was most grateful for every opportunity that came my way.
Yeah.
And in 2020, I am looking forward to many more opportunities.
Humble.
Like a pageant queen.
All right, Reagan, you're up.
In 2019, I'm most grateful for all the support I've had from my friends and family. And in 2020, I'm most looking forward to becoming the person that they think I am.
Ooh, that's like a song. Very nice. All right, Aiden.
I'm thankful for the people here, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with the people here.
Yay! Sam has one. She's
Sam.
Sam?
Come on, Sam.
I can't wait to go to Aruba on Sunday.
Aruba. All right, Shorty, your turn.
I'm grateful for TV and more excited for TV.
Yay. All right,
Shut up.
so Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a good lunch.
Merry Christmas!
Yes, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. I was informed of Happy Yule. Happy Yule from, I don't know if that's like an old Druid or pagan kind of thing, Yule, a Viking thing maybe. What's up, Trodot? So yeah, Feedback Friday today.
Okay, love you, Bills. Patriots.
Okay, love you, bye. Merry Christmas, bye. All right, so that was fun. It was fun. I've seen a lot of the college kids in the past week come back to visit, and you may see more, just to let you all know. I am trying to make the most of family time and fun time over Christmas break. That's my goal. You may have also noticed, friends, that today, on Friday, December 20th, that the regularly scheduled 10 a.m. episode did not go live because there wasn't one. On the rotation, on the programming rotation that we have in place, I have Vixens, Medusas, and quite frankly, we didn't have a Vixens episode 6 ready until this morning when we shot it. And I am proud to say after this Feedback Friday, you should spend some time watching that because I think it was spectacular. I dare say that it might have been the best of the Vixens so far. That's how well it went. I cannot be humble. It was amazing. It was inspiring. And it's only part 1. There's a second part. So.
Please have your attention. The following teachers who have not turned in your senior fail notice to room 150, Natalie Carlson.
I did it yesterday.
Daniel Cartman, John Seipel. Please turn in
That could have some
failures
implications.
to room
It could.
150. Thank you.
Yeah, so a lot of cool content coming. Michael Flynn's here, Tricky Troy, Masky Kitten. Merry Christmas to you too. Yule is a Norse.
We're going to do the unboxing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like right here.
Let's get this set up.
Okay. So James R.A. Woodwright had a job interview today. Awesome, buddy. That is good news. I'm glad you felt well about it. And you know what? I'll make that a topic right now. Job interviews. Now, I could talk about this in the real world, but I could also talk about it in a role-playing game. What is a job interview in a role-playing game? It's any time that you've been approached to participate in a campaign, an adventure, a military campaign, an exploration, expedition, anything like that in a game, by a noble family, by a temple, a high priest of a temple, by a group of druids, by anyone of any race. If your characters have been approached by someone and basically offered a job, it can be construed in a way as a job interview because you have to then role play your character's social abilities during that job interview to ensure that you are in fact going to be hired for that job interview. And when I think about it, I'm like, I don't know that gaming necessarily realizes just how important the social attributes could be or should be. And what I'll say is this: as someone who has spanned many decades of gaming, I know in the early days there wasn't as much of an emphasis on like skills and things related to social encounters. And oftentimes at an astute table of wargamers, and I imagine pretty much all the like Lake Geneva, old Grognard, or Minnesota, Minneapolis people, like if they played like this back in the 70s, but I think a lot of them use their own natural charisma when they're role-playing a character interaction. And the DM kind of weighed the performance, right? Does that still work in 5th edition, even 3rd and 3.5 and 4th? Is it still that way? No, I think it was codified in a more concrete fashion, and each fashion kind of progressively, with maybe 3.5 and Pathfinder being the most complex in terms of options for social skills. But to me, outside of the realm of D&D, I immediately saw how important the social skills were in terms of their mechanics and their role-playing in the White Wolf game systems, like Vampire, Mage, Werewolf, Changeling, so on. But Vampire was my first dip into their world, and the fact that they had categories of talents, skills, and knowledges, and then within those things there were various social skills that were related to the role-playing, but also very important mechanically. And I think 5th edition, even though it's not exactly the same mechanic, because like White Wolf uses D10s and dice pools, 5th edition, even with the D20 system, just the structure, I think, and how it's implemented is very streamlined and offers opportunities for players to really role-play their characters and be more involved in social interactions. I think especially if you're a DM who's learning how to expand your game beyond just like dungeon crawls like every time. Like we go in, we kill shit, we take its treasure. Maybe if you want to open up your game to a lot more, you can use things like the social skills. Anyway, that's my thought on the topic of job interviews, to bring it full circle, because James R.A. Woodwright, I think interviewing is important. I don't think it's necessarily entirely the outcome of the interview that is as important in a person's growth as the interview itself. And I feel that way on both sides. Like I feel like when I have the opportunity to get into an interview, I really shine. It brings out more than just what's on paper. Other people might not feel about, that way about things, but that's my personal feeling. But I also feel like the ability to interview someone else is also a great opportunity to expand one's perspective, because it forces you to actively listen, to think, to come up with good follow-up questions, and to really be engaged in a conversation. So kudos to interviewing, whether it's in games or in real life. It's a little morsel of wisdom for us on Feedback Friday. The game of life, yep. Yes. Should players fight Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus when they're good aligned? Advice. Brittany Silverton asks a rather holiday question, which is, many of you guys might even know about War on Christmas Village, but it was like a game with minis specifically designed for these scenarios. I've never played it. I don't even know. I'm trying to think if at like Gen Con I saw anybody playing it, but I can't remember. I walked a lot of tables, but I was also busy. So, but that's a neat question. If you have a little Christmas scenario, of course, if you stay with like a traditional thing, right, Brittany? Like, let's say it's a small village set up in a frosty northern climate with a lot of snow, and things like reindeer actually live in that area, as well as polar bears, and kind of an Alaskan winter experience. What if you flip the concept of Santa? Well, in a way, even though historically, mythologically, Krampus is different from Santa, I suppose for story purposes, we've all seen examples where people have replaced Santa with a Krampus, and that turns the happy Christmas movie into the horror Christmas movie. You could play something like that and have a lot of fun with it. Or maybe you do an undead spin on it. Maybe you find out that Santa is actually a lich. 364 days of the year, he's a lich. but on one day of the year, per the pact with his patron, which gives him his immortality as a lich, he must deliver gifts to all the kids who are good. I could see that being like a Fey thing, F-E-Y, if you chose the pact and the patron that had to do with the Fey, because it's kind of tricksy. But then maybe the characters encounter this lich while he's out on his rounds, and they decide to fight him, and they discover this whole story. Or it could just be a big, bad end guy battle. Or you can expand it. Maybe he has, like, instead of reindeer, they're nightmares. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of possibilities for that. You could actually take the Santa Claus name out and just use the identity as this, like, wandering magician who delivers presents to good kids but takes the souls of other kids, something like that. I don't know. That's weird. I have no answers for you that are good. Santana Fe. Don't forget the Futurama sound. Yeah, like, I mean, it depends on the setting. If it's fantasy or if it's like sci-fi. You could have fun with it if it was sci-fi. Just like a robot Santa that's gone mad and is like destroying everything on this ship. Yes, do hit the like button. That's the like button is important. This mug brought to you by Patron Tricky. And this, Coke Zero, brought to you by Leftovers, because no one's pledged a Coke Zero yet. Friends, it's time for the unboxing. Our beloved Krafa has set up a side camera. Krafa, are you ready to switch? Now, as I mentioned, Bastard of Buffalo had this contest, and basically one of his followers on Twitter won that contest, and please forgive me for not being able to find the information. I did look. I looked for his info, but could not find it, so if you are the person who won the gift originally and told Bastard of Buffalo to gift it to someone else, then I thank you for your generosity. So much honor. So much honor in that, Dave. All right, here's the box, packed very thoroughly. What if this wasn't the thing that I thought it was? Oh my God, but it is. Oh my God, Krafa, it's already broken. No, JK. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, one little piece came off. Oh, it's like the breath weapon. Isn't it? Must be. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm gonna light this sucker up. Krafa, get your fix on that. That is a glorious beast. A glorious beast indeed. Well done, Mr. Bastard of Buffalo. Are you in there tight?
Yeah.
Like all the way in?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to examine this. So we have, this guy's head is incredible. This thing I'm sure can either be glued in or shoved in there, but I'm going to skip it for a second. Look at the job on the sides, even under the wings. The scale, the detail actually is really nice. I'm going to have to message him and just tell him how awesome he is, because this is great. This is just cool. Nice work there on the claws. His face is so rad. Oh, and on the bottom, he signed it. Bastard of Buffalo. Yeah. So this is a standard wizard sculpt, I guess. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, but it's beautiful. I'll have to look it up. But thank you, Bastard of Buffalo, and thank you to the person who actually won this in a raffle. and decided to donate it to the high school because that's pretty awesome. Yay. All right, good. All right, back to this matter at hand. Perception is perception, so I'll let 'em understand. From a young G's perspective. All right, Rafa, I'm very pleased with the images that I'm seeing, and I hope you all are too. Now, the real key here is this. Those of you who are my patrons and have listened to or heard the audio from my gaming weekend last spring would know, in fact, that we have a that I ran part of the gaming weekend campaign, and that blue dragons were a theme in that game. So this could be used in an upcoming campaign sometime in early May, perhaps. Yes, cool dragon indeed. Thank you, Brittany. Glad to be of some service. I feel like my exhaustion and recovery from having a cold have drained a fair amount of my energies, not going to lie, but I feel like I'm also coming through it, and it is the end of school, so I'll have a nice chunk of break time. Shadowy dragon. I think the people who made this is Wizards of the Coast. I think this is the sculpt. On the bottom it just says Wizards. It doesn't say what the creature is. I'll have to look that up, but it's pretty dope, as I would say. It's looks beautiful. And I think maybe more important even than the sculpt is just how well he did with the beauty of this paint job. It's got the right amount of sheen for almost like a metallic, a little bit of a metallic vibe going on. Nice shading, like really nice shading. That is a great gift. So we will try to. I fear using it on any of the season 4 people because they would just get annihilated, but maybe not. Maybe down the line once they've really learned to harness their powers. So thank you for all of you guys for being online right now. Thank you, Tricky Troy. You know why, buddy. Yeah, so like I said, here are the updates. I'm going on vacation, so the content's going to slow down for the next couple weeks for the regular stuff like Monster Monday, table topics. So that said, we do have an episode coming up today. It was late because we filmed it this morning, but I think you guys are really going to dig it. I really saw the Vixens kind of come into their own in this episode. So look forward to watching that this weekend. And there's a part 2. You'll get what I mean when you watch it. I don't want to provide any spoilers, but and then we're going to try over the break, while a lot of the kids are back from college, we're going to try to put together a little bit of gaming action as well with a little D&D with college students flavor. So I have yet to confirm who all's around and who's going to play, but there is interest and buy-in from multiple people. It really just comes down to having the right time and schedule sync up. And then, quite possibly, even a Dungeon Mayhem tournament for the holidays. So a lot of the kids that played in the Dungeon Mayhem tournament last year are going to be back in town. And when I asked, like, all of them said they were in. So again, that just comes up to syncing up schedules. Eric Yops' son. Okay. Well, hello. Welcome. Kevin's here. Hey, Kev. Annie's here. Hi, Annie. Merry holidays, Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa to everyone. I'm a Christmas person, but I don't judge, so y'all celebrate however you want to celebrate. Yes, indeed. So yeah, so that's kind of the State of the Union. We have some cool episodes coming up. So the Friday regularity will be there. Okay, today was kind of a special thing, but you'll see why when you watch it. But the rest of the next bunch of Fridays, we should be just like clockwork. We might have a Dungeon Mayhem tournament. We might have a special D&D with college students. One shot, I would guess. So those are the good things. I have confirmed that we're going to be the official video crew for GaryCon 2020. So if any of you guys are going to GaryCon, which is at the end of March in Lake Geneva, the birthplace, the cradle of D&D, some would say, unless you're a huge follower of Dave Arneson, then you'd say that wasn't it. But that's the Gygax family reunion of old TSR employees, just kind of but yet still a really small and cool convention. So we will be the official video crew for that once again, which I'm very excited about. We have our own convention coming up even before that, which is LionCon. Now, people, I have a favor to ask, and time's ticking because I have to go pick up a turtle. And no, that's not fake. I literally have to go to my son's school and pick up a turtle because we're keeping a turtle over break. But anyway, I have a favor to ask. I need you, if you have a Facebook account, to go to facebook.com/LionCon, LYON. Putting a link in the chat. Go to facebook.com/LYONCON, LionCon. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do that is because that's the Facebook page and basically the primary social media page for LionCon. I'm asking you to like it, even though if you have no possible way to do February 22nd and 23rd to come to Chicago, even if you can't do that, but you are willing to like it, that would be helpful. Because one of the reasons why we're trying to grow LionCon is to reach a broader audience throughout the Midwest. LionCon has been successful, but it has by no means gotten close to capacity. Even in the current building we're in, we have several hundred people worth of space. So LionCon this is our third annual LionCon, which will be held at the Corral. All the information is on the website. So, and it's pretty exciting. We've got some returning vendors and partners who've been working with us. Our friendly local game store, Fair Game. A gentleman named George who owns a very awesome company called Comic Rec, WRECK. All this info you could find on the Facebook page for LionCon. But games, comics, costume contest and cosplay, pinball, video games, open gaming, card games, board games, tabletop role-playing games. And we have Adventurers League, official sanctioned Adventurers League stuff running on both Saturday the 22nd and Sunday the 23rd. So even if you can't come to Chicago in the end of February for LionCon and join us, give it a like. And maybe if you're part of any gaming communities where somebody ever asks like, hey, are there any smaller conventions in the Midwest? Please share LionCon. I think it's one of the best things all year because I get to see new friends and old friends. So a lot of my friends who still live in the Chicago area will come. They will bring their kids. And it's a good gaming event. It's fun. And we kind of change it up every year. But this year probably has the most gaming content. Our friends at Limitless Adventures are coming up. They will have a vendor booth and some tables dedicated to the programming that they're going to run. They're going to run some of their gaming content, which if you haven't checked that out, they make 5th edition compatible content. And it's good, and they're prolific. They have like a lot of cool stuff. One thing that I also really like, though, is that they have kind of branched out into a new, kind of an entire new situation. So as they're doing the Limitless stuff, they evolved their own mechanics, and now they have Limitless Adventures presents Fifth Evolution. Fifth Evolution is kind of like their way of using the D20 5th edition rule set, but creating new mechanics to add on to that, and adventuring environments, kind of the whole 9 yards. So they have like other genres too. They have like superhero, horror, different war things. But I put the link in the chat, so if you guys are looking for, you know, that kind of thing where like, hey, I want some cool content that I can use with my D&D stuff, but you know, it would also be pretty sweet to have some, you know, a game set in a superhero kind of setting. And like I said, the other major partner and vendor extraordinaire is Fair Game. They are my local game store. They are awesome. They're going to have a vendor booth, and they're going to have a bunch of tables running content. So, yeah. Good idea. Nicholas Holmes says we should put this new dragon back behind us on the wall. Maybe we can. Oh, Annie, thank you. Thank you, Anne. Merry Christmas. Coke Zero Toast. Just for all of you to know, I have to cut this short because, like I said, I have to pick up a turtle that we're animal sitting over break. But then Karaf and I have to work because tonight is the big doubleheader. Pack the place. It's like a carnival in the school to kick off break. And there's a girls' varsity game and a boys' varsity game, big doubleheader basketball night. So we have some live production ahead of us. So if you're like, hey, I wonder what Bill and Karaf are doing in 3 to 4 hours, you could go to youtube.com/LTTVonline and watch it live. We'll be in the truck. So I will, let me just think, is there anything else that I didn't share with everybody? I don't know. I'll tell you this, my closing thoughts. Number 1, shop local. Number 2, support small businesses. Number 3, support veteran-owned businesses. One of the best of both worlds things that I really love about Limitless is that it's also veteran-owned. So Limitless Adventures, check them out. You can order stuff online from Amazon, of course, but if you wanted to shop local, even though you don't live local, you could shop these places' online stores. So Limitless Adventures has a whole online store. You can buy PDFs right instantaneously there to get your content. And you'll be supporting a veteran-owned business and a LionCon partner and a friend. Fair Game Store, they have a whole online store, all the standard gaming goodies that you need and more. They have a great inventory online, and I think their pricing's pretty close, maybe not perfectly close, but within a reasonable range of Amazon. So if you're looking to buy nerdy Christmas gifts, holiday gifts, what have you, or even birthday gifts. Maybe you know somebody who has a birthday in early January. So think about that. I don't get any kickbacks. I just wanted you guys to know that. I don't get any kickbacks from Fair Game as of this date, as of 12/20/2019, or Limitless. So I'm not getting anything financially from that. But I just truly feel like I try myself to shop local or support small businesses or veteran-owned businesses. And those are my words to you. So maybe you can. Maybe you can't. No judgment. But if you can, that'd be cool. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for a great year. 2019 has been crazy. 2019 has been crazy. And I hope that all of you have a restful holiday. No matter how much of a break you have, enjoy the break and the time you have. Spend it with whoever makes you happy. Family, friends. Some people's friends make them more happy than families. That's why, Friendsgiving. But whoever you enjoy spending time with, or if you just genuinely enjoy curling up under a warm blanket and spending time with yourself, reading a book, watching movies, playing games, whatever. Enjoy your time. And I hope you all have great rest. And from me and mine to you guys, if I don't see you before Christmas, which I won't, then I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I hope to see you live before New Year's, but if not, you'll see a few more things in December before New Year's. So peace out, everybody. Much love. Thank you all for your support. You guys have made this a great year. That's a wrap, Dave.